Hey everybody, what's up? How you all doing today? Hope you're doing well. And today we are talking about Moon Knight. Moon Knight, a show that I have been watching. Got through the first 4 episodes, and I wanted to make a recap video. I know a lot of the critics and stuff that received the first 4 episodes were able to do non-spoiler videos on it before it came out, so I was able to watch the first 4 episodes and wanted to talk about it. Didn't want to just do a video for each episode. I might again do another video when the show is over. Probably will, to review the show as a whole. But now it's not really a recap. It's kind of my thoughts on the show, episode to episode. Got Wikipedia up here, so I'm going to go through the synopsises of the show because there's a lot going on. So I'm going to basically read what this show is about. If you don't know, that I had no clue going into the show. I only knew Oscar Isaac was in it. So starting off with episode 1, the goldfish problem. I'm just going to read the synopsis and then I'll give you guys my thoughts of it because, let's just get started. Stephen Grant works at the British Museum in London, where he hopes to become a tour guide using his knowledge of ancient Egypt. After going to sleep one night, he wakes up in the Austrian Alps and witnesses a cult meeting led by Arthur Harrow, who demands a scarab Grant unknowingly has in his possession. He attempts to escape and has several blackouts and hears a mysterious voice in his head. But before waking up in his home, Grant realizes that 2 days have passed since he went to sleep. He finds a hidden phone and keycard in his apartment and receives a call from a most frequent number in the phone's call log, a woman named Layla, who addresses him as Mark. The next day at work, Grant is confronted by Harrow, who reveals that he is a servant of the Egyptian goddess Ammit. Grant escapes from Harrow, but is forced to remain at work that night to make up for being late. Harrow summons an Anubis-associated jackal creature to attack Grant, but his reflection asks to take control of their body. Grant agrees, transforms into a cloaked warrior, and kills the jackal. That is episode 1. This show has a lot of crazy execution. The first scene of the first episode of the show that I just kind of broke down for you guys. Well, I didn't break down. Wikipedia broke down. I'm just kind of reading it off there. But it's a great explanation. Excellent explanation. And I think it's actually really, really interesting the way the show opens up. I had no idea what was going on. I had no idea that the show is about split personalities. I had no idea what Ethan Hawke's character was doing. So at this point, I had no idea. I had no clue. I said, I don't know what the show is about, but I'm into it. Really like the feel, the vibe, the action of it. I like the accent. I thought Oscar Isaac was great in the first episode. So we kind of just waited and said, okay, let's see what will happen. So then you have episode 2, Summon the Suit. The jackal does not appear on the museum's security cameras, and Grant is fired for the damage. He uses his keycard to access a storage locker where he finds the scarab. He speaks with his reflection, another identity in Grant's body that introduces himself as an American mercenary, Mark Spector, the current avatar of the Egyptian moon god Khonshu. Grant is confronted by Layla, Spector's wife, who is unaware of Grant's existence, before being arrested by police officers who work for Harrow. Harrow reveals that he was Khonshu's previous avatar until he chose to follow Ammit to prevent future harm. He explains that he wants to use Scarab to find Ammit's tomb and resurrect her, so she can purge humanity of evil by wiping out everyone who has or will commit evil deeds. Layla rescues Grant, but Harrow summons another jackal creature. Grant manages to summon a suit of his own to fight the jackal, but is overpowered and allows Spector to take control. Spector kills the jackal but loses the scarab to Harrow. Khonshu threatens to claim Layla as his next avatar as Spector fails to stop Harrow. So, lot of more interesting stuff happened in this episode. I was completely lost from beginning to end. This explanation is fantastic, but the execution of a lot of it leaves you in the dark a lot of the time. I had no idea. We're introduced to this Layla character. She's fantastic in the show. Her performance is great. She's so strong in the show. She's excellent. And you have these scenes with the Egyptian gods and all this, and you're kind of going, what's really going on? Because I wasn't Googling any of it. I was just kind of watching it, and it was just like, what in the world am I watching? So I had no idea. So I said, you know what, let's see what happens in episode 3. This is where things really turned around for me. Episode 3 of the show, I fell in love with. And I'll tell you why. Episode 3, the friendly type. Harrow and his followers discover the location of Ammit's tomb in the desert. Spectre and Grant both experience blackouts while tracking a lead to Harrow's location. After failing to gain information, Khonshu calls a council between his fellow Egyptian gods and their avatars to warn them of Harrow's plans. But Harrow successfully denies the accusation. Arthur's avatar, Yatzil, tells Spectre to find the Scarafagus, excuse my French, of a Medjay who knew the location of Emmett's tomb. Layla finds Spectre and takes him to meet with Anton Mogart, an acquaintance of Layla's who owns the Scarafagus. Harrow arrives and destroys the Scarafagus, forcing Spectre, Grant, and Layla to fight Mogart's men and escape into the desert. Grant assembles some of the Scarafagus fragments into the star map, but it's 2,000 years of date. Khonshu uses his powers to briefly turn back the night sky to correct the night, allowing Grant and Layla to find the location of Emmett's tomb. The other guys imprison Khonshu in an Ushbashi for this, leaving Grant and Spectre's body without the powers of the Khonshu. So this episode is where things totally started to shape up for me. The execution, the script, all of it worked a lot. We're able to sit down, we're able to talk and relax and figure out what's going on here in the show. With the whole split personalities thing, Mark Spector comes out a lot more, which I love that character, and I think we learn more about him later on. But I think that this episode in particular is where things really start to shape up for me. The pacing, I thought Layla was fantastic. Again, we have May Calamay. May Calamay. Lay Calamay. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but she is excellent in this show. She has pain from this relationship that she had with Oscar Isaac's character, who totally just disregarded her, disappeared, and she's feeling it. Ethan Hawke is also great in this court scene that I was talking about, where he is denying these accusations against him. I loved that scene. I thought it was fantastic. I love the ending to it where they're changing the sky. So the execution, everything in this episode was so much better. Episode 4, this is the one that released yesterday. This is my favorite episode yet. Things go bonkers. Things go off the wall. It's called The Tomb. Grant and Layla find a deserted campsite at the location of Emmett's tomb, which is a maze in the shape of the Eye of Horus. They discover that some of Harrow's men have been killed by undead Egyptian priests, which then attack them. Layla defeats the priests but encounters Harrow. That's actually pretty interesting. They were Egyptian priests. I did not know that. I did not know what those things were. The lighting, I have to say, in that scene was a little dark. Let's see. But encounters Harrow, who claims that Spectre was one of the mercenaries who murdered her archaeologist father. Grant and Spectre find the tomb and discover that Emmett's last avatar was Alexander the Great. They retrieve Emmett's Ushatibi from inside Alexander's body. Layla angrily confronts Spectre, who reveals that his partner killed Layla's father, and Spectre himself before Khonshu. Before Khonshu receives Spectre as his avatar. So That's pretty interesting. So his partner killed Layla's father and Mark Spector himself before Khonshu took over the body. So that's pretty interesting. Hera arrives and shoots Spector, who wakes up in a psychiatric hospital populated by people from his life. After escaping from Hera, who appears as a therapist at the hospital, Spector finds Stephen in a separate body, trapped in a tomb, a sarcophagus, a tomb. They also see a second sarcophagus with someone else trapped inside before being greeted by a hippopotamus-headed figure. So, 2 episodes left. Only 6 episodes in the show. So that's pretty interesting to see how this is going to wrap up. But I love episode 4. How it moves, the pace of it, where we get into this tomb. It feels very much like National Treasure or something, Tomb Raider, where we have, Layla goes somewhere, Mark goes somewhere else. He's on the top floor, she's on the bottom floor. They're going. She talks to Harrow, played by Ethan Hawke, who's great, as I've said. He's doing the stuff with the tomb. They come together. Shit hits the fan. He gets shot. Now, it's pretty interesting because apparently Mark Spector was shot as a mercenary, and then he was possessed by this Khonshu. So I'm thinking maybe that he was shot now, he's going to get possessed by another Egyptian god. I don't know how that works. But regardless, we don't know what happens to Layla. We don't know what happens to Harrow. Is he going to do what he set out to do? As soon as he gets shot, he wakes up in the psychiatric hospital. So a lot of people are speculating, was all this stuff with this Khonshu and everything, is it all fake? It seems so intricate not to be fake. Like, how do you make that up in your mind? But does he have really split personalities in this psychiatric hospital? And this is where he's being kept. And everybody, like this Layla, is a nurse. She's not really his girlfriend. Ethan Hawke is really a psychiatrist. He gets some of these names from shows he watches. So interesting and so well executed. I must say, episodes 3 and 4 totally turned the show around for me. I really liked episode 1. Had no idea what the hell I was watching, but things really get explained in 3 and 4, and I love the show. As of right now, like, I can't say officially, but I think I like this more than WandaVision. And I don't know about Hawkeye. I really liked Hawkeye too, but Loki is my favorite Disney Plus show, but this might be number 2. I might like this more than Hawkeye also. I really enjoy the show, and I love the characters. Love the characters, and can't wait to see what happens next. So, look, that's my thoughts on the show. I just kind of broke down the 4 episodes for you, or Wikipedia did. I just kind of read it, but yeah, that's how it is. Oscar Isaac's fantastic. Ethan Hawke's fantastic. May Calloway, fantastic. F. Murray Abraham plays Khonshu, the voice of Khonshu. Very, very good. Very good. Let's see. The composer, Hersham Nazi. How do I leave without mentioning the music? The score to the show, the theme. I love it. So good. The score in episode 4 was the best. Like, when you got that wonderful music coming over the Marvel logo in the beginning, I thought it was great. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Moon Knight. Can't really give any ratings here. I'll just say that I really liked episode 1. Didn't know how I felt about episode 2. Kind of lost me. But episodes 3 and 4 were bangers. Loved them. So I can't wait to see how this show continues, how it ends. So guys, that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts so far on Moon Knight. Comment down below. Are you watching it? What do you think about it? Do you have any speculation? Do you know anything about the comics? Because I'm just kind of going in blind to these next 2 episodes, so we'll see. What's the deal with the hippopotamus character? Are we going to have a Madagascar team up with the Gloria the Hippo from Madagascar? So let's see what happens there. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. about 10 years of content up on this channel. So come on over. It's very casual, very, very, very fun. Live digital giveaways, live show every Wednesday. So definitely come on over, pop in to see that. Seeing 3 movies tonight. I'm seeing the massive weight of talent, or whatever it's called, the Nicolas Cage movie. I'm very excited about that. Then I'm going to be seeing the new DreamWorks film, The Bad Guys. Fingers crossed. Hope it's not too kiddie. DreamWorks has been very kiddie lately. Uh, you know, and then I'll be finishing the night with The Northman. So definitely review for The Northman coming later tonight, early tomorrow morning, depending on where you are. But yeah, guys, that's been it for me. Thank you so much for watching this, and yeah, can't wait to see more Moon Knight. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.